confident that Michael is going to be one of the biggest hits of the year, potentially $1 billion movie. Bohemian Rhapsody, from the same producer, came close to $1 billion. I think Michael has the chance to go all the way. That being said, though, this trailer release strategy perplexes me. It's been widely known, and I heard from my own sources, that Michael was supposed to have a spot during the Super Bowl, and maybe it still will. But I think the idea was, the assumption was that the trailer would therefore debut during the Super Bowl. And with Marvel sitting out the big game this year, which is very big news in and of itself, I think Michael was poised to win the Super Bowl. But now, because this trailer dropped on Monday instead of, like pretty much a week in advance, that's not going to be the case anymore. And I think that's a real missed opportunity. But speaking of big Sunday events, if they weren't going to do the Super Bowl, why not drop it during the Grammys last night? They had a little teaser saying trailer tomorrow, but, the people are still talking about the Grammys Monday morning, and this trailer is having a difficult time competing with the news cycle. That and Puxtatawny Phil, and the usual political hellscape. But anyway, it's still the Michael trailer. And by the way, speaking of the Super Bowl, which I hope maybe they'll play into this with the Super Bowl spot that they have on Sunday. Maybe Lionsgate doesn't have a lot of money to buy a big Super Bowl spot. Maybe Lionsgate's just Lionsgating, I don't know if they can handle a movie like Michael. Let's hope that they can. But Michael Jackson, actually, we were just talking about it. Michael Jackson on my Twitter account. Michael Jackson changed the Super Bowl show. He made it the big grand spectacle that it's become today. And you can watch it on YouTube. One of you sent me a behind the scenes documentary or a piece about it. I have to watch that still. But, Michael Jackson has a Super Bowl history. He has so much history. Okay, I'm very excited to see this trailer. It's a little over 2 minutes. The teaser was phenomenal. But let's take a look.
You're confident. You're strong. You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Let me tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser.
Wow.
Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
No, sir.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
I need to hear you a little louder. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
This movie's like perfect.
Do you know what I'm after? You want to be the biggest
Is
star in the
that
world?
Tower Records?
We need to capitalize on Michael's success. Because the Jackson family is the brand. That's our Coca-Cola. And we need to start selling. So
Love Colman
I'm planning
Domingo.
an international tour. This is just the beginning.
I need to think.
I told you what to think.
Ooh.
I love my family, but I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta get them out.
Then do it, Michael. Not a little boy anymore.
Wow, this is going to be such a good movie.
Michael,
I think
I knew you were different the moment you were born.
I see awards
you have
potential.
a very special life.
I believe music can change the world. Spread love, joy, and peace. That is what I want the world to feel. Magic.
Wow, that's just chills. By the way, his story was a tagline that Michael Jackson would use all the time because it's history made into his story. As I said, I used to watch on a loop growing up a videotape of Michael Jackson's music videos. That's just incredible. Antoine Fuqua has really stepped up his game as a director. I mean, he's always been a very talented director, but I wouldn't, you would never think Antoine Fuqua would do like an Oscar-nominated movie. But that looks really, really strong. And it's, it's a complicated situation. I think that Michael Jackson was both a victim and had victims. So, I'm sure some people have mixed feelings about painting him in a totally sympathetic light. But, as, even the recent movie Send Help explores, monsters aren't born, they're made. Although I think that's maybe too strong a term for Michael Jackson. I don't think he was ever found guilty in court. Although of course he passed away, he was killed by his doctor, before I think everything was, taken a closer look at. Colman Domingo. What an incredible actor. He's such a great guy in real life, but nobody plays a villain like Colman Domingo. And that's a real, as an artist, he's really, putting himself out there and taking one for the project. I'm sure it's complicated to go to such dark places to bring these villains to life, but he is just, I've thought that when I saw him in The Color Purple, I was like, who could play such a role? But Colman Domingo does such an incredible job, and he looks phenomenal here. I suspect that he'll get nominated for this. But the thing that I want to focus on as well is that I think that none of this would be possible without Jaafar Jackson, the nephew of Michael Jackson. And I just think that he's really doing his uncle or whatever proud. I think that's really wonderful. But I think what's also beautiful about it is that the Jackson family, sometimes intentionally, sometimes by accident, has caused Michael a lot of pain, and kind of was responsible beyond even his father, twisting him to who he was. So that the family can kind of make amends like this and do right by Michael and, kind of repair or at least remind people of the good that he did. Because he did do a lot of good as well. Not only as an artist, but I think his message he really did want to have a message of peace and love, even though I think there's a lot of smoke that he did some pretty bad things. But his message was very pure, and I think it spoke to a lot of people. And so it's a complicated situation, and I hope that this movie does address that complicated, situation. But I do think it's beautiful what Jaafar Jackson is doing here, and you would think no one would be able to capture the magic of Michael Jackson, and Jaafar is doing it. So off just this trailer, I'm seeing strong potential. I'm not sure how good Lionsgate is at running an awards campaign, by the way. This is going to be tough for them. But I think Best Picture, Best Actor for Jaafar Jackson, and Best Supporting for Colman Domingo. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they have real potential. Bohemian Rhapsody, of course, was a strong awards contender as well. I think they're doing a beautiful job capturing the excitement of going to a Michael Jackson show. I was fortunate enough to attend one. It was also very complicated, but it was an incredible experience. I think premium tickets are going to go like that. You should. I always go for press screenings, but I have people who I know want to go to a regular screening, and I have set every ticketing app that I have to tell me when tickets go on sale, because I want to see it in IMAX or Dolby. I'm not sure. Maybe IMAX for the scale. It's going to be an incredible experience. I'm very excited about this film. And I think they had a really missed chance not debuting this during the Super Bowl or the Grammys. I think that this was, I hope Lionsgate, I hope this isn't a sign of things to come for them mishandling the release of this film, because they have something really amazing here. All right, what did you think? Share your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching with me. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.